What's going on, everyone? Good evening. And welcome to episode number 132 of the Tuesday Night Indie Spotlight. Hard to believe we've done 132 of these things. But I'm Ben. You might know me better as Piccolo930. That's how you can find me on PSN and on Twitter. Here on behalf of Short Pause, www.shortpause.com is the website. You can follow us on Twitter at the Short Pause. If you've never watched the Indie Spotlight before, basically we grab a new smaller title that came out during the week, fire it up for a little while, see what it's all about, see if it's an under-the-radar gem that we should be keeping our eyes on. So tonight's game, as you can obviously tell from the title screen here, is the Shapeshifting Detective. This was a game I had, was not anywhere on my radar at all until this week when I was looking at the new release list, checking out things that were coming out. This one caught my attention. So, this is another one of these full motion video games, which you've seen a kind of a revolution or a re-emergence of these recently in gaming. You know, this was popular back in the back in like the Sega CD days. You used to see a lot of these full motion video games. Obviously, in the HD era, you know, now we have these big, beautiful movie like displays that we game on now, so it's basically like actually playing a movie here. Super interested in this. It's like a supernatural murder mystery. You play as a detective who apparently can change his shape, and it's kind of one of the gameplay mechanics that you're going to use to progress the story forward here. So very interested to see what this is all about. So it's going to be a little bit of a different kind of Indie Spotlight stream tonight. You know, typically we play more action-focused games on the show here, but today we're going to play a more narrative-focused adventure type of experience. So I probably won't be talking too much during the streamer, so we can take in the game here and see what it's all about. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. So it's a little bit different than stuff that I normally play. But I like how some of these are coming back. I didn't get to play Late Shift. That one came out recently. I heard some good things about that one. Looked really cool. I did play The Bunker, though. Some months back as a part of the Indie Spotlight, actually, and I really liked that one. It was a very creepy vibe, and thought that was well done. So I'm pretty excited to check this one out tonight and see what it's all about. So this game's published by Wales Interactive. You can follow them on Twitter at Wales INTER. And funnily enough, they published Late Shift and The Bunker as well. So clearly they're all in on the reemergence of full motion video games. The developer is Daveki. That's D''AVEKKI. You can follow them on Twitter at DAVEKKI. And follow the game itself too at ShapeshiftFMV on Twitter, so you can find out everything that's going on with this game. But let's say we hop into this and see what this is all about. Real curious about this one. So like I said, it won't be too much from me on this one, but let's just let the game play and see what it's all about. So I've already gone over this. Let's get into the game here. Interesting opening shot here. They have a husband and wife development team.
Radio August. Dark Nights with Poe and Monroe.
It's 5 o'clock and I'm Alice Monroe with your August update. August police are appealing for information following the murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw. Miss Shaw's body was discovered last night. Chief Dupont is calling the crime a violent and despicable act. Anyone with information about the murder is urged to get in touch via the department's confidential tip hotline. It's horrible, Poe.
Indeed it is.
You need to learn when to keep your mouth shut.
Sam. Alright, so what do we got here? There's a trash icon here. I wonder if that means I can just not say anything, or... Let's ask this guy who he is.
Exactly. Rewind.
Did I go back by mistake?
You're listening to Radio August. Dark Nights with Poe and Monroe.
It's 5 o'clock, and I'm Alice Monroe with your August update. August police are appealing for information following the murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw. Miss Shaw's body was discovered last night. Chief DuPont is calling the crime a violent and despicable act. Anyone with information about the murder is
not
urged to
sure
get in
what I
touch
hit
via
to
the
make us go
department's
back over this
confidential
again,
tip
but
hotline.
that was strange.
It's horrible, Poe.
Indeed it is.
Back to this creepy shadow.
You need to learn when to keep your mouth shut.
Alright, who are you?
Exactly. Rewind.
Alright, what is going on here? Okay.
You're listening to Radio August. Dark Nights with Poe and Monroe.
So this
It's
is
5
a
o'clock, and I'm
very
Alice Monroe
strange
with
way
your
to start
August
this game.
update. August police are
Literally
appealing
don't know
for
what's going on right
information
now.
following the
I've
murder
watched
of
the intro. This is my
21-year-old
third
Dorota
time
Shaw.
now.
Miss Shaw's body was discovered last night. Chief DuPont is calling the crime a violent and despicable
Alright, so
act.
I guess I'm supposed to
Anyone
hit
with
that
information
trash can
about the
icon,
murder
maybe?
is urged to get in touch via the department's confidential tip hotline. It's horrible, Poe.
Indeed it is.
Man, it's very difficult to understand why
You need
this
to learn
beginning
when to
is
keep your
designed like
mouth
this.
shut.
You need to let me progress in the game here, dude. Alright, so Ron, who are you? Let's pick the trash can.
You know why you're here, don't you?
I know why I'm here. No, I don't.
The dead girl. And this. What exactly were you thinking? You have one job. Don't get caught. Do you think you can do that this time? Splendid. You're going to a town called August. Find Chief DuPont. He's gonna think you're someone else. This person. This is who you are now. Understood? Splendid. If someone so much as sniffs that you're different, you'll be deprecated. Deprecated.
Lovely.
We expect you to use your ability. Just don't get caught. And never, ever change into a child.
In brighter news, August resident Mia French is celebrating the return of her missing pooch, Barley. The 8-month-old Basset Hound puppy was found outside Daryl's Chicken and Ribs.
And that's 5 o'clock with Poe and Monroe.
I'm Violet. Welcome to the guest house. There are some rules. In particular, no shoes in the guest house. The carpets are priceless. Now, how long are you staying for?
As long as it takes. Let's go with that.
The chief said it may be a while. I can see you don't mind getting your hands dirty, though. There's not been many visitors of late. Perhaps the murder will bring some tourists in.
So what I'm a little unclear of here is we can highlight visitors, or we can hold this trash can icon, and I don't know if it just means I don't say anything, or not sure. Wish they were a little more clear on that, but let's just say visitors.
It's just you and some tarot readers at the moment. It's deathly quiet. Yes, the murder. You haven't spoken to the chief yet, have you? Chief Dupont. He's the one who booked the room for you. You look lost. You should probably go and speak to the chief. Your room is just down the hall, last on the left. It has its own back door. The chief said that's the way you'd like it.
Just finishing. You don't believe? That's okay. Sometimes life is just a stream of coincidences. Hi, I'm Bronwyn. Pleased to meet you, Sam. If you'd like a reading.
Yeah, give me a reading.
So, what's your question, Sam?
Ooh, I like, are you guilty?
Oh. The Page of Cups. It suggests I'm innocent of whatever it is I'm being accused of. I'm going to be seeing a lot more of you, aren't I, Sam? I'm in room 1 and that's down the hall. Lorraine's in 2, Lexi's in 3. And which room are you in, Sam? Good. We're neighbours. Just knock if you need me.
Room bathed in blue light, with the glass walls like a fish tank, where the city sleeps below, unaware of what lurks above them, where the floating entity waits inside for those who keep finding their way, like a deep...
Let's go to my room. So clearly a number of different paths we can follow here, and I would imagine that will change up the story here. That's pretty much the whole point of these kind of FMV games. My digs. Leave shifting locked.
Putting on weight. The pasty roll of fat that bulged over the waist of her jeans secretly pleased her. It was her own little fat roll. Look how big she'd grown. Wasn't she looking well? Part of her wanted to keep it.
I'm not sure what's going on with the radio here. Let's turn it back
Mother
on.
was right. You are fat.
We'll
You
leave.
can't be trusted. You need her. Penn tried. She really did.
Good, you got my message. Chief Inspector Dupont. I wasn't sure you'd come, but I suppose you're between jobs?
I'm Sam.
Well, we both know that's not true. But I like it. Sam. That's your cover now. So, the job. Dorota Shaw. 21, accomplished cellist, redhead. Strangled. I know who did it, but I need proof. It's the tarot readers. Yes. Keep up, Sam. That's the girl who was murdered. Because they predicted it. The older one, Bronwyn, she came into my office last night talking all crazy and saying Dorota was in trouble. I did my best not to lock her up. It all sounded crazy to me. Tarot, the spirit world, cards that move, trans-dimensional thingamajigs. To be honest, I thought she'd probably been smoking something. That's why I didn't take it seriously. Because things, I don't have enough on her. That's where you come in. The free guest house stay isn't free. I need you to work the case and report back to me. Find out things from the inside. Can you do it? Okay.
I got you,
I'll be
Chief.
telling everyone that you've been hired by the Shaws because obviously local law enforcement is either too incompetent or too overworked to solve anything. That gives you a license to talk to people. But only notionally. Don't actually touch people or annoy them. You don't have any real authority, understand? But you help me out, I'll help you. Do I have to spell it out? I'll
Yes.
make your problem go away, or at least sink it to the bottom of a pile of paperwork. Your old town? The problem? Come and find me when you're settled. This is Second Chance Sunday for you, Sam. Don't blow it.
The old town. Alright, let's learn a little bit about Dorota.
What do you want to know? She was a cellist, selected for a scholarship at Juilliard. It was in the local paper. I'm more of a Bon Jovi fan myself.
What's going on here, Chief?
Don't read the paper, do you? Yesterday, Monday the 9th, at approximately 9 p.m, according to the coroner, we got a call from the mother just after 10 p.m. In her bedroom. She was naked. Strangled. No signs of sexual activity of any kind. It was a weird scene to look at. There was one thing, but it's strictly between you and me. Dorota had a gold coin in her mouth. I'm being serious now, Sam. Not a word of this. It's the one thing only the killer would know. Board here, runs the local guest house. Lovely lady. Where are you going with this, Sam? What's she told you?
Yeah, she told me. She really has told me nothing.
She told you she's taking pills, didn't she? Let me handle Violet. She didn't kill anyone.
Get rid of that one.
They're as thick as thieves, covering for each other. Well, except the male one. You'll see what I mean. Obviously. Anyone who walks in, predicts a murder, then that murder happens. Suspicious. Not much. Perhaps you should do some investigating?
That's why I'm here, right, Chief?
It blew through the long windows and the bag lady floating, as if suspended in currents of unseen water. The bag lady changed form. Not just undelusions of hair.
I assume
go
you've been
back
to
and
see
talk to
Chief
Violet.
DePont already. Not really. I'm sure she was a precious lamb, though. Yes, a lamb. Young. Innocent. Lambs get slaughtered, though, don't they?
Yeah, bit of a strange one, Violet.
Nice, yes, that's a good description. Actually, I thought she was a bit slutty, to be honest. Sorry. I'm gossiping. I don't want to talk ill of the dead. Ask her boyfriend. Oscar lives at the vicarage next to the church. Don't tell him I sent you, though. I'm sure he's sick of seeing people already.
Definitely gotta talk to Oscar at some point.
They're tarot readers. I'm thinking of asking them to leave, actually. Because they may have killed someone. It's not great for my reputation, is it? Stay at Violet's, the home of killers and hobos. I'm sorry, it's a derogatory word, isn't it? But strange people seem to gravitate towards this guest house, Sam. I think I'll get the sign changed. It's the strangest thing. I honestly don't remember. But I imagine I was here or getting groceries somewhere. Is there something else, Sam?
A human mind to wear, like a shell for hermit crab. I agreed to
I
help.
can talk to
Sam.
Bronwyn again.
Is it? I'm sensing you're not here for a reading. Chief Dupont thinks I did it. I'm hoping you'll convince him otherwise. All I'm asking is that you dig a little deeper than the Chief. I had nothing to do with Dorota's death. We saw danger in the cards and we tried to stop it. Trust me, Sam, we're on the same team. We saw it in the cards, not images, feelings, impressions. Tarot can be very powerful. Not these cards. They only tell us what they want us to know. In my room reading, I found a trashy romance novel under the bed. I'm assuming it's Violet's. It's all swooning heroines and brooding vampire Casanovas. Thank God Lexi saved me. She came to my room to chat for a little while. That was around 9, I think. You can ask her.
I think Violet's trashy. Not sure why I would ask that. Let's cancel this one out.
Spidery fingers wrenched open my jaw, fingers with far too many segments which traced along the sides of my face and into my mouth.
It's interesting that we have
Stretching it
this
wide.
radio
The
program.
bag lady
that's
gapped
constantly
its
playing.
bile-stained mouth over my own and regurgitated a worm-like thing.
Bronwyn was
thicker than its
talking
fingers,
about Lexi.
but
Let's go meet Lexi.
Sam, is it? Come on in. Make yourself at home. Mi casa es su casa. Come on. I don't know anyone in this town, except for Bronwyn and Rain, obviously, and Violet, and the Chief, and now you. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous. Good old-fashioned fortune-telling. Well, kind of. We drew a card each and smushed them all together. Do you know what the most dangerous tarot card is?
Death?
Everybody thinks that. It's such a cliche. The death card doesn't even mean death. Most of the time. The Five of Swords. I think so anyway. There's nothing more dangerous than someone taking whatever they want, no matter the cost.
Five of Swords.
Yeah, I did. Rain got the Knight of Wands, that's Dorota, and Bronwyn got the Ten of Swords, which is, well, you know, swords in general are bad. She's like my big sister, so pretty well.
Yeah, why not?
No. The cards told us to. Well, the cards of Rain. Tarot gives us a rough direction and he narrows it down with some astrological jiggery pokery. He's basically a walking esoteric library. And if that sounds dull, let me reassure you, it is. No? Well, yeah. Well, no. We have a job to do. I didn't say job. I said job.
Job?
Okay. We make a cheese obelisk, a chob, and depending on the shape of that chob, we get different answers to questions. No, you don't. I was in my room all night with Bronwyn. We were
What's up, Jacob?
painting our nails. No, I mean, yeah, I've already cleaned it off.
This is a game called the Shapeshifting Detective. It's obviously a full motion video experience. It's basically like an adventure game. We're trying to solve the mystery of the murder of this girl right now.
his job and his family and couldn't work because of pinched nerves, or so he said. Perhaps his story was embellished for panhandling, but the worm didn't care.
Go talk
The
to
worm
Rain
insisted.
now.
You must be a new guest. Or you're burglaring us. I'm Rain, by the way. Pleased to meet you, Sam. Enjoy your stay. The hot water goes off at 9, by the way, so it's cold showers from there on in. It really bugs me. I didn't know her. I know she was called Dorota Shaw. She was young, had red hair, a talented musician. No, not at all. You're completely barking up the wrong tree there.
Let's not say that.
Sam, I don't have a motive for killing Dorota. Full stop. I'd have to be possessed to murder anything. Do you believe in possession, Sam? Just keep an eye out for anyone acting suspiciously. Although, today, almost everyone seems to be acting suspiciously. We did a reading. A group reading, actually. With a special tarot deck. The three of us get together and read the same cards. Bronwyn says it makes the whole thing stronger or more powerful or something. But I'm pretty sure I'd get the same answers just on my own. Mercury? It's not exactly from here. With a normal tarot deck, you'd have the question, so you'd be the querent. With Mercury, it gives you the question and the answer. The cards themselves kind of change. It's a special deck. I don't have it at the moment. Bronwyn has it. I was in my room. Praying, actually. I don't believe in God, but I was still praying. It didn't work. I don't believe in anything, but I also believe anything is possible, so it's a conundrum.
Wanted to, as the family had wanted to.
Well, Poe, if I'm
Wayne's an
honest, you are
interesting
quite
character.
right that the situation is related to,
Find somewhere safe to transition. You're not a superhero.
Alright, so I can use my abilities to shapeshift here now. Let's shapeshift into her and go talk to Bronwyn.
Hi, I'm Lexi. Oh, I'm Lexi.
no, by the sounds of it, this dream feels very sad, and it feels like...
What's up, Lexi? I'm sensing something's on your mind.
I'm worried about our alibi.
Don't worry about that. We don't have anything to hide. You're just fine.
Do you think Sam suspects?
Maybe, but it'll be difficult to prove.
Of finding answers to the sadness.
Well, I hope so, Robin, and thank you for your dreams. You're listening?
Alright, so that's interesting what Bronwyn said there. Seems like... Actually, let's go.
The
go
white
talk-
robes barely cover her.
Let's go talk to
soaked in blood.
Rain.
Something's weird, isn't it? Bron seems strange today.
How are you?
Do you think Bronwyn might get falsely imprisoned? It happens all the time.
Are you looking to take over?
No. I'm just worried.
Cough. Cough. Coughing violently and uncontrollably. Lung adds his own blood sample to the victim's.
Alright, I'll turn it down a bit, Jacob. Let me know if this is better.
He drops a cigarette to the floor and squishes it with his boot heel, wiping his mouth with a now bloodied sleeve. He reaches into his jacket for something.
Hello, Lexi. What can I do for you?
Please don't ask us to leave. The police want alibis from
Well, I don't have one. I literally can't remember what I was doing.
Please don't ask us to leave.
Have you been speaking to Sam? You're safe for the minute.
That sounds ominous.
If one of your crew did murder Dorota, you can't really stay here, can you?
Roland calls out, "Hey, you!" And then more worriedly, "Who are..."
Alright, so my next move, let me switch back to myself. I'm gonna go back and talk to the chief again.
Cough, cough, cough.
It's 6 o'clock, and you're listening to Radio August. Police investigating the murder of Dorota Shaw are appealing to the community to help catch her killer. The body of 21-year-old Miss Shaw, an accomplished cellist, was found in her home last night. Police are describing the murder as a violent and despicable act. Monroe.
It's just terrible. Meanwhile, out of respect for the victim and her family, this weekend's Tulip Festival has been postponed. New dates will be announced shortly, so do stay tuned to Radio August for updates.
I heard Dorota Shaw was due to play this weekend.
At the Tulip Festival?
Indeed. I understand why they'd want to postpone it. Tonight the weather will be mostly dry and warm, but be on the lookout for dark clouds on the horizon, as there may be scattered showers. Best take an umbrella, Monroe, so you don't get wet.
I like getting wet. That's 6 o'clock with Poe and Monroe.
Next chapter. What is... What's up, Coop? Yeah, this game's kind of trippy, man. So this is the Shapeshifting Detective. It's an FMV, full motion video game. Basically plays out like a movie, and you have different dialogue choices that kind of guide how things play out. We play the role of a detective. Seemingly, we've been hired, and we have the ability to change into anybody else that we meet, and we use that ability to kind of drive the conversations and try to solve the mystery of this murder and get from point A to point B. So, very interesting so far. We're kind of just meeting these characters and kind of getting a handle on who we think might be a suspect.
Hand stops shaking.
I'm gonna go back and talk to the chief.
Rain says he was praying in his room, alone. Nobody corroborates. Bronwyn and Lexi say they were in the same room last night. Shame they can't agree which one. The tarot readers have mentioned a job. We don't know what. Violet says she doesn't remember last night, and you found out she's taking pills. Perhaps they're related. That's it.
So there you go. That's kind of where we're at right now with our investigation.
Curiosity shop.
Alright, let's get on
It's
to the
6
next
o'clock,
chapter.
and you're listening to Radio August. Police investigating the murder of Dorota Shaw are appealing to the community to help catch her killer. The body of 21-year-old Miss Shaw, an accomplished cellist, was found in her home last night. Police are describing the murder as a violent and despicable act. Monroe.
It's just terrible. Meanwhile, out of respect for the victim and her family, this weekend's Tulip Festival has been postponed. New dates will be announced shortly, so do stay tuned to Radio August for updates.
I heard Dorota Shaw was due to play this weekend.
At the Tulip Festival?
Indeed. I understand why they'd want to postpone it. Tonight the weather will be mostly dry and warm, but be on the lookout for dark clouds on the horizon, as there may be scattered showers. Best take an umbrella, Monroe, so you don't get wet.
I like getting wet. That's 6 o'clock with Poe and Monroe.
Not sure why I just replayed that, but... Yeah, Coop, you know, I really wanted to play Late Shift. Thought that was a cool looking title. It's definitely something I wanna get into at some point.
I'm honest. At first, because of the handle, I thought maybe...
Alright. First thing I want to do is visit Oscar. So this is the boyfriend of the woman who was killed.
Right, because the local police are so rubbish. It's been a day, a whole day. It's typical of them. Yeah, I went round there in the afternoon. Her parents were at work, and we were, hanging out. I left at about 5. Playing football. It was just 5-a-side. Finished at about 9:30. I called her, but she never picked up. Not long, a couple of months maybe. We did care for each other. No one. She was really popular. Not much. They always seemed happy to see me. I don't think they meant it. They wanted Dorota to focus on her music. What, you mean watching us? That's disturbing. No, it couldn't have been. The only place he could have hidden would be in the closet, and I suppose someone could have hidden in the closet. Well, yeah, it's big enough for 2 people to have sex in. Well, not for us.
Alright, this guy's getting into some stuff. Yeah, I've heard about her story too, Coop.
She had a few kinks, nothing weird.
Kinks.
Yeah, a band from the 60s. I'm not discussing this with you. Clothes, mainly. I did see something that freaked me out a bit. She had a wedding dress in there. She knew I'd seen it, but we never talked about it. Not even as a joke.
She's someone who wants to change.
Bit of a
Any more news on
strange
Oscar
dude in
Wainwright?
Oscar.
Yep, that's what he told me too. Not a suspect. Just the tarot readers. No one else is remotely suspicious compared to them. Dorota's an only child. She lived with her mum and dad. Monday night was movie night, so they'd go and watch the 8 o'clock at the Odeon. Dorota would get the house to herself. They're devastated, naturally. They left town to stay with relatives. They didn't do it, Sam. Although, perhaps I should have made them stay.
Could have been a hand-me-down, you're right. Piecing the clues together here.
Rain says he was praying in his room, alone. Nobody corroborates. Bronwyn and Lexi say they were in the same room last night. Shame they can't agree which one. Oscar's not a suspect. He was playing football last night with lots of witnesses. According to Oscar, Dorota had a wedding dress in her closet, which is strange. Violet says she doesn't remember last night, but I've got that in hand. That's it.
Alright, so that's where we're at right now.
Dr. Thatcher's black BMW is strewn
Let's head
on
back
its
over
side,
here.
engine crushed against the concrete wall. It's in far better shape than he is. I limp past the wreck towards the exit ramp. At the top, a reinforced steel wall now separates the lab's underground car park from the outside world. And with my back against it, I may have...
Let's do the reverse
Your
this
ability
time.
isn't endless. It will run out at some point.
Let me... Let's become Bronwyn and go... Curious about this dude, though. He was into some weird stuff. This lady's kind of weird. Shit, all these people are kind of weird. Could have been some affair type of business going on here. Alright, first move here. Let's turn into Bronwyn. Let's go talk to Lexi.
Hi, I'm Bronwyn. I'm Bronwyn.
gathering at the base of the ramp. My thumb caresses the safety, ensuring it.
Oh, Bron, I'm so glad you're here. We need to talk.
Is something wrong?
No one can hear us, right? I mean, I'm assuming this room isn't bugged, although knowing Violet, there's probably cameras everywhere.
You think Violet's a voyeur?
Probably. I don't know. She has that look about her, don't you think? Like she knows something she's not letting on. I wouldn't be surprised if there's cameras hidden in the wardrobe.
What have you got to hide?
Nothing. Though I'd rather she didn't see me dancing around in my underwear. I only do that for people I love.
Do you love me?
Of course I do, Bron. See? And now that's on film. I hope you enjoyed that, Violet. Listen, we need to talk about our alibi.
What about our alibi?
I know you said it would be better if we said we were together, but lying about your alibi, that's pretty serious. Are you sure it was a good idea?
No, lying makes things worse. We should do whatever it takes.
You're acting like we've got something to hide. Bron, is there something you're not telling me? Why'd you ask me to lie? Were you really in your room all night?
Yes.
Then stop with the cloak and dagger stuff, alright?
Nights with Poe and Monroe.
Alright, let's go talk to
The Bag
Rain.
Lady by David.
What did you tell the police you were doing last night?
I told them the truth, that I was in my room. I'm not sure if they can fact check it, but it's the only alibi I've got. Kind of wish we'd all stuck together now.
When should we do another reading? The police think it's me, don't they?
Looks that way. Have you been feeling possessed lately?
Why possessed?
You're kidding, right?
Windows that span the wall were many distant pinpricks of white, the lights of the city.
I'm truly sorry about Dorota.
I didn't really know her. I saw her pictures in the newspaper. Can't remember what for right now.
I didn't see you here last night.
What are you implying?
It's just suspicious.
I didn't even know the girl. You predicted her murder. Who's more suspicious?
Bedraggled hair with seaweed and tentacles, each topped with an eyeball.
Let's see. What if... I kind of want to go talk to Oscar as Bron.
Like camouflage.
Let's try that.
Playing with the images and thoughts all called from its victims.
Didn't expect you to come back. Have you contacted Dorota?
No. Yes. She says you know who killed her.
Let's try this one.
She said what? Why would she say that? She'd never have said that. Why are you lying to me?
Uh-oh.
I'm probably confused. Sorry.
Let's see, do I pursue this? Oh, this guy's kind of nervous right now.
She
Let's
she said you knew.
Let's keep pressing
I
him on
knew.
this.
Maybe it's someone I know? Is that what she means?
I'm sorry the police ignored our prediction.
It's okay, just... How did you know? How did you come up with a name and then... she's gone?
She's not gone. She's waiting to pass. How?
The usual way? The front door. Like, it's a townhouse and she's on the 3rd floor. So, other than teleporting or a big ladder, that's the only way.
Do you get on with Dorota's family?
Not really. Especially not now. They're convinced I got her into the wrong crowd or something. Am I really a bad influence?
Yes. No.
Thanks, Bronwyn. I know it's a bit soon, but maybe we can grab coffee sometime? Just to chat about things.
No, thanks.
I like you, Bronwyn. How about soon? How about tonight? I can come to the guest house?
No, you can't.
Alright, yeah, let's
No,
get this set
sure.
up.
So it's a date? Sort of. I'll see you soon.
Alright, well, let's play this out. We'll return to the guest house and wait for Oscar to show up.
Hi. Hey. Hello. Sorry, I'm not used to dating so soon.
I'm actually not in the mood anymore. It's okay. We can take it slowly.
Oh, I wasn't sure I was thinking on doing anything, physical.
Get up in the bed.
It's a little strange.
It's okay. We can talk. Just sit on the bed.
Thanks, Bronwyn. I'm still trying to make sense of it all. I noticed I've got some Earl Grey in the hallway. I know it sounds a bit rude, but I'd really like some if you wouldn't mind.
Sure, I'll be right back.
As a worm wriggled around my tongue and throat, coated with mucus, probed. The worm didn't go down, but up into my nasal cavity, and then up further, until it was crawling inside my brain.
So I just left Oscar.
To observe for the bag lady, to do its bidding. It would eat me if I refused, perhaps starting with my brain, though it hadn't yet decided.
Alright, so Oscar's here right now. Let's try to be Violet for a minute.
Hello, I'm Violet. I'm Violet.
This one, the worm had to be told when talking with coworkers in asset management. Worm looked at us both, increasingly impatient.
Okay, we couldn't do anything with that.
And maybe the people sensed it. Just behind my eyes. But they didn't comprehend the true horror.
Lexi's not
The
here.
bag lady was getting...
I changed your sheets last night.
That's impossible. I was in that room praying the entire time, and those sheets have definitely not been changed, I can assure you. Are you trying to frame me?
What's special about this one? The answer was nothing. Which may have been precisely the point.
I'm not getting anywhere with that. Maybe I can turn into the chief and go talk to Violet. Let's try that.
Hi, Hi, I'm Chief DuPont.
Said that the bag lady was waiting. Waiting for me to demonstrate.
Why is Sam still questioning me? Do I need to bring up Mr. Hedges again?
Are you threatening me?
Excuse me? Of course not. We just agreed that with the meds I'm on, stuff like this might get out. Remember?
And we went to the top floor of that building, to the empty penthouse layer, to the room.
You have a recognizable knock, Chief DuPont. I'll remember not to answer next time.
Do you know Dorota's boyfriend?
I've met him once, yes.
Just the once?
Unless I've got a body double walking around, yes. Just the once.
As a
We
matter of
talked in
fact, you do.
confidence. You'll need to ask him if you want the juicy details.
It lasted just a moment, maybe a fraction of a second, before George was gone. And the bag lady floated there, silent and saddened.
Lexi's not here.
I always watch from inside the closet.
Hello, I'm Rain.
No one can breathe that long on the water. Then she opens her eyes.
Ah, Rain, can I help?
About last night,
Was there a problem?
my tap was dripping, but I fixed it. Where were you?
Dripping? Maybe I was in my bedroom. That's out of bounds to you.
At least the person she's observing in the dream is not...
Don't forget the group reading, Ray. By which I mean, if you see Lexi, tell her not to forget the group reading.
What's the plan?
We still don't know what we're dealing with. There's every chance that it could just be a normal human murder.
What if it's not a normal human murder?
Then we have to assume that it's some kind of traveler.
A traveller from where?
From where, from when, we don't even know if it is a traveler yet. Let's just get the group reading done. Maybe then we'll have some answers.
Actually, it relates to your emotional state of mind. And now, the black hair...
Lexi's back.
What do you think of Sam?
Oh, I'll totally hit that. Apart from the whole investigating Bronwyn for murder thing, of course. But that's a minor flaw. I can work around it.
I hear Sam likes you too.
My oh my, Lexi.
Really? Well, you know, I'm not surprised. I am a total babe.
And obviously, as we know, repression of emotion can be quite bad for the soul. So I really hope that, Alex, that you find someone to reach out to. But thank you again for sharing with us.
Oh. You're so observant.
I try.
Hopefully, this lady can take something from this.
Thank you for your dreams.
So let's return back to myself.
And she said that I was a caterpillar, slowly nibbling on a pair of purple curtains in my bedroom. The sun goes...
Hi, Sam. Back for more already? No, I think Bronwyn met him, though. This morning. He only wanted to see her. I guess he didn't want anyone else to hear what he had to say. Traveller? That's a really old role-playing game, isn't it? Oh, did he now? Well then, you know what I know. I guess you must be a part of our inner circle. How does it feel?
I really want to say that.
I didn't. How did you find out? Am I in trouble? Ron was worried about me not having an alibi. She was logged in doing phone readings, so she's alright. But there's nothing to prove that I was here. I was, though. Cross my heart and hope to die.
Well, I was close, but your explanation is so much nicer.
Thank you for your dreams. Dreams
And nightmares.
with Poe and Monroe. So, Robbins had this dream.
Yes, he came to see me. He wanted to know that she was okay, spiritually speaking. He confided in me quite a bit, actually. He seemed to appreciate having someone to talk to, and he knew I couldn't tell anyone what he said. Oh, Sam. You know I can't do that. Tarot reader client confidentiality. To protect Lexi. None of this is her fault, and she gets anxious easily. I was just trying to take the pressure off. I'm sorry, Sam. I never usually lie. Rain's a big boy. He can handle himself. Besides, I'd be highly suspicious if Rain claimed to be doing anything else other than reading on a Monday night. That's pretty much all he does every night.
Well, Poe, if I'm honest, you are quite right that the situation is related to painful emotions from the past.
Violet told you about Mr. Hedges? Why are you lying to me, Sam? Nobody else knows about Mr. Hedges, and neither do you now.
Lex, you're lying about the alibis. Let's try it.
Figures. Got any proof?
Nope.
Then I can haul them in.
By the sounds of it, this dream...
Oscar's back now.
That's personal. I can't really explain it. I'm just floating at the moment. Nothing seems real. Yeah, but she said she couldn't, so... No, not to me anyway. She wasn't into fortune telling or any of that stuff. Yeah, Chief DuPont told me. He thinks it's one of them that killed her. Bronwyn?
Bluff. Bronwyn said Dorota kissed her. I don't know about that one.
He paused to pull his tattered overcoat more tightly around his thin body as the bitter east wind blew litter around his spindly legs.
Alright.
He pulled his cap down more firmly.
Next thing I'm gonna
blew
try.
on his fingers, then resumed his.
See if I can assume the role of Oscar here.
I'm Oscar. Is there anything else I can do?
Yeah, I don't trust this dude either, Coop. Alright, I'm gonna shapeshift into Oscar and let me go talk to Bronwyn with him. See what she says.
Lively down the pavement, tracking the.
Of course, she's not here.
Reached the entrance to an alleyway that led down past the churchyard. Halfway down the alley was a patch of deep shadow where the.
Oscar Wainwright, what a surprise.
The young men looked up and down the street, then linked. The first. Night after night, I dreamt of bloody, violent death, and if I tried to stay awake, I.
Alright, so changing into Oscar was a bust.
The churchyard where the winers hung out. There was a good chance one of them would be sleeping it off in some quiet, sacred corner.
Let's go visit the chief as Oscar.
Oscar? What are you doing here?
I want to help.
I know. We've already talked about this. You said you'd get into Bronwyn Castle's room somehow and have a look around.
Why? How?
To find evidence that ties her into Dorota's murder? Maybe you're not the right man for this job.
I spent 7 weeks at a mental institution trying to rebuild my life, to find a way to live with the intolerable. At first they tried to get me to talk.
Let's change back to Bronwyn.
Hi, I'm Bronwyn.
So we've gotten furthest with the Bronwyn Oscar angle. We've got to figure out a way to
And a bottle of
further pursue that.
I was very, very lucky. I was not connected with the police manhunt. Zone. Tonight's the night.
Miss Castle, more unexpected pleasures.
What did Dorota's boyfriend say about me? I was nowhere near Dorota last night.
Sam already told me. You and Lexi are lying for each other.
How does Sam know?
Sam has very big ears. So it's true then.
What did Dorota's boyfriend say about me?
Something about a message you wouldn't deliver? Did you want him to be a special friend? Is that why you killed his girlfriend?
I didn't kill Dorota.
Yeah, let's do this again. Chief, I didn't kill Dorota. I was in my room. Oh, but you can't prove it, Bronwyn. You're going to jail for a long, long time.
Speeds by me, splashing me with spray from the puddles in the road. I weave and stumble a bit, just a bloke who's had a skinful and is asking to get rolled. I feel hostile eyes on the back of my head as I head towards me. Soft, but to my heightened... Is this the one? I slow down, give an innocent pass.
Alright. Who can we change into next? So we could do the chief, we did Vi. Did we get anything out of Rain? Try to change into him one more time and
Hello, I'm Rain.
run through the...
I'm Rain.
Run through everybody here.
Resumes. You think better than he?
Nothing from Violet.
From the clatter of the...
Nothing
Good.
from Bronwyn.
I don't know how many the beast could take.
Nothing from Lexi either.
Found 3 skinheads who thought I was their victim, and they were young, strong, and used to getting stuck in. It was worse. I convinced myself I was over. Wrong. So
Alright,
wrong.
so Rain is definitely not the answer.
At least I knew what to do when the dream started. I was able to...
Hi, I'm Lexi. I'm Lexi.
Learned pretty soon that it was futile. I've had to... relationships if I wanted to have any kind of worthwhile lifestyle.
Dorota had a boyfriend.
Oscar, the guy I met this morning, the one I told you about. Yes.
What did he want?
Answers. Reassurance. Forgiveness.
Do you think he killed her?
Not considering what he asked me to do.
Beast twice in 6 weeks. I usually get about a...
I feel sad for Oscar.
Bronwyn said to stay away from him and the family. We're drawing too much attention to ourselves. We won't be able to finish our job.
Job?
Are you wearing a wire? You know why we're here. Don't make me say it.
Say it.
No. Stop being silly.
I find myself wondering how many others there are out there. How many beasts? Or am I just one amongst many vehicles for the others? Kind, and if I am, then why me? I've tried to be discriminating in my victims. No true innocents have been fed to the beast, though that first time was...
Let's try and be Oscar one more time.
I'm Oscar. Is there anything else I can do?
A drunk taking a piss. I stagger. For a moment, I think the footsteps are going to pass, but he... just being careful before he doubles back. I take forward, hands on hips. Within me. Hey, mate, you got a light? Voice is higher pitched, making him speak, perhaps. I turn slowly as if I'm a little off balance. Sorry, I don't smoke. I look him in the face. He looks rough.
Did I exhaust all my options with Violet?
Hello, I'm Violet. I'm Violet.
Fuck you! Give me the money! Big enough to skewer an elephant.
Nothing from Bronwyn. Nothing from Rain.
I relax and open the gates.
Nothing from Lexi.
Ooh. Ringside seat as the Terminator or Bruce Lee or Mike Tyson or all three combined.
Can't visit Oscar.
Violet.
This is the chief, though.
Sam knows about Mr. Hedges.
I'll handle it, Violet. Just get back to the guest house. Unless something else you need?
My hand seize him with strength many times my own. My right hand crushes his larynx.
Hi, Hi, I'm Chief DuPont.
His life force as it spills out, greedily lapping it like a cat at pool of spilled. Surge of energy courses through me, just a trickle of this. Broken body crumbles in my grasp. He has fouled himself. I can smell the shit mingled with the hot blood. Expecting it to flutter in the air, the torn wrapper of a toothsome morsel. The ecstasy fades.
Chief DuPont, there's been loads of people coming around asking questions. I don't even know half of them.
Did Dorota collect coins?
Not that I know of. She collected thimbles. She said she didn't need any. She had hard calluses on her fingers from all the cello.
Have you looked in Dorota's bedroom?
Maybe anyone else going for a Juilliard scholarship? But other than that, not really.
Trafalgar Square at last. So full of people, none of them knowing an almost
Well, let's
post-orgasm.
turn back to Sam one more time.
Is the highest.
Let's make the rounds here and see what happens.
And depressed and
Vicar's son. No, as far as I can tell, Oscar is a good boy. But we've all got different faces now, haven't we, Sam? Masks we wear. I could be a satanic cultist behind closed doors, but you'd never know, would you, Sam?
Violet is a very strange woman.
She flaunts herself. Her body. Had boudoir photographs taken. Who do you think those photos were for, Sam? Her mother? Ask Zach Weston. He took them.
Zach Weston.
Zach's the local photographer. You should go and talk to him, Sam. You're good at talking. At Weston's Photographic, off the high road. It's late, but he's always there. I have a good memory. I'm still holding grudges from when I was 4.
a victim with my walking frame to feed the beast.
Zach Weston. So let's see if I hail a cab.
The old man walked down the alley as fast as his arthritis would allow him. He was looking forward to a good long soak in a hot bath to restore the circulation to his extremities, and after that, well, he needed it. How many times more he would have to do this? It had been a good...
Sam, what can I do for you? We're trying to save people. I said we're trying. We have a gift. We have Mercury, the tarot. It tells us where bad things are going to happen, and we try and stop them. We didn't. Lexi used a Ouija board to get the name. It kinda did. It's hard getting an exact name out of 78 cards. But considering we'd never heard of Dorota Shaw, it painted a pretty good picture otherwise. No. Lexi needs to give it context from the tarot reading. A lot of the time it comes up with nothing. Or a sordid comment directed at Lexi. I think that's why she keeps using it, to be honest. Once we thought there was going to be a murder, Lexi used the Ouija board to find out the victim's name. It spelled out Dorota. Just... This is going to sound weird. Most people believe Ouija boards contact the dead. So if Lexi contacts a dead person, that person needs to know what happens in the future. Ergo, maybe the person she's contacting is from the future. A time traveler who died here.
I'm not sure, Coop.
Yes. Well, not just time travel, time and space travel is also possible. If we accept the fact there are multiple realities, we must also accept there are others like us who found a way to travel between these realities. Birmingham. We couldn't save anyone there either. The problem with travelers is... Let's put a pin in this one, Sam. Let me ask Bronwyn. If she says it's okay to talk about it, it's okay to talk about it.
By the sounds of it, this dream feels very sad, and it feels like it's full of grief. Robin, you're not alone. There are so many of us that go through situations like that.
Alright, so we've been streaming for a while here. We're making a little bit of progress, trying to learn little things here and there, trying to piece some things together. Still don't quite know exactly what's going on or who I'm leaning towards. You know, Coop, you mentioned Oscar's a pretty squirrely dude. I've got my doubts about him as well. Something about Bronwyn is off as well, and Violet just kind of rubs me the wrong way. So a lot of suspects here, a lot of things that still need to be picked apart. But hopefully this gives you a good idea of what the shapeshifting detective is all about. So super interesting game. It's a nice change of pace game. So if you're playing your high octane first person shooters, your open world RPGs, all that kind of stuff, it's kind of nice to sit down and play something a little bit off kilter and something that's a little bit different than what you typically play. You know, this reminds me of just a classic like adventure game, trying to piece the dialogue together and get the right responses so you can move the story forward. So obviously there's no real actual gameplay. It's you just guiding these conversations and trying to move the story along, get from point A to point B. So I like it so far though. The performances are solid. It looks great. Very very interesting mechanic here with the shape shifting. That's something that I think is really neat in a game like this. So I'm really curious to see where things go from here. So if you're at all a fan of adventure games, or you like the old full motion video games, I think this one's definitely worth at least a few minutes of your time to see if you can unravel the mystery of Dorota Shaw's murder. So I will hopefully be able to return to this at some point in the near future and continue on my path. But I enjoyed my initial time with it here. I think it's a pretty neat experience. So once again, you can follow the publisher at Wales INTER on Twitter. At ShapeshiftFMV is how you follow the game, and at DAVEKKI is how you follow the developers. It's just a two-person husband and wife team that created this game, so really, really, really cool. If you like what we do here on the Indie Spotlight, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell so you always know when we go live. We do the Tuesday night Indie Spotlight every Tuesday around 10 p.m. Eastern. Fire up a new game, see what it's all about. So definitely join us next week. We'd love to have you. Hop into the comments. Coop, Jacob, appreciate you guys hopping in. Always great to have you guys on the stream here. If you're not watching the video live, no worries. Just throw some comments in the bottom there. We'll definitely read any and everything that comes along our way. So that is gonna do it for me. It's getting late over here on the East Coast. So I need to shuffle off and get ready for work tomorrow. But once again, thanks to Coop, thanks to Jacob. Appreciate having you guys here. Thanks to Wales Interactive and Deveki for creating and publishing a really cool game here. And yeah, that's going to do it for us this evening. We'll talk to you guys next time. Have a good rest of your night.